What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Las Palmas in La Liga. The match is still coming in, rolling thick and fast. We're already back in action. A very important league game. Of course, in our last league match, we did drop some crucial points. So now in this game, it's all about getting back some of that momentum and hoping the teams around us drop points to regain some prominence in the league title race. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 2 p.m. local time, so we do have the very early kickoff tomorrow. And of course, this match will be taking place at the Lluís Companys Stadium in Montjuic, which of course is the temporary home of Barcelona. We do have some quick news around Barcelona as well, mainly on the stadium. Firstly, of course, the singing section. If you didn't know, for the match against Brest on Tuesday, it was confirmed by Barcelona they have suspended all ultras from coming in due to failure of its members group to head certain obligations they had agreed upon with the club. So essentially, the club and the EDA, the second section of Barcelona, agreed that they would pay 21,000 euros based on fines collected last season. They set the deadline for the day of the Brest match and they refused to pay, so Laporta has banned them. The question now is, how long will this ban actually last? Because Sport have come out saying that this could actually remain empty for the rest of the season, as the club refused to negotiate until the 21,000 euro in fines from last season are paid. The section, of course, home to 600 fans, stayed empty versus Brest and will remain until the reduction is and will remain closed until a resolution is reached. Now, this is of course very concerning. The way I see is that, okay, there's 600 of you guys, divide that by 21,000, that's 35 euros each. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, but I don't know the politics behind it. All I know is that Barcelona and the EDA agreed that they would pay the 21,000 euros in fines. They refused to, so the club abandoned them. I don't know what else there is behind the scenes, anything, political about it. Did the EDA fully against Laporta? Did they agree to it and then realize they can't pay it? I have absolutely no idea what's happening, but from the way I see it, the fans are in the wrong because they agreed to pay, then they're refusing to pay. Do I agree with Laporta banning them? Not really, but I fully understand his point of view and I fully understand why he's done it. But I do think that atmosphere is quite dull. Even saw in the game against Brest, we could hear the French fans for the majority of the game. All we could really hear the home fans were whistling the Brest fans when they were singing, pretty much. So it is a concern, but hopefully we can get this resolved before the match, at least before Atletico Madrid. But of course, the only home games we have now is, of course, some more against Las Palmas, Leganes, and then Atletico. So hopefully we can get this resolved as quickly as possible. And also, of course, today is the 125th anniversary of the club, so happy anniversary to everyone watching. And of course, tonight is going to be the big gala celebration, and Mundo Deportivo came out saying that the Barcelona squad will stay at the hotel nearest to the Montjuic after the 100th anniversary gala tonight. And this will be a first under Hansi Flick, with the match versus Las Palmas on Saturday being very early. Flick wants the team to dine and rest together and stay focused after an emotional evening. So they're going to be spending the night near the Montjuic, although I think the players probably live around 20 minutes, half an hour max away, but it saves that travel time a little bit, traveling back very late in the night, then traveling very early in the day as well. So the whole entire team will be staying in Montjuic tonight following the 125th anniversary gala, of course. And finally, the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch, it will be Adriano Vega, and on the VR, it will be Mateo Pereira. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat top of La Liga as the things currently stand on 34 points after playing 14 matches. We do have 11 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Look at our last 5 games in the league: 3 wins, 1 loss, and a draw. Back-to-back games now winless in La Liga, and of course that doesn't mean the gap at the top of the table has gotten a bit lighter, with Real Madrid currently sat in second place on 30 points after playing 13 matches. They have 9 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. They've won 4 out of their last 5 league games, with that 1 loss, I believe, coming to us, of course. So we'll take that. We're currently 4 points ahead of them, but they do have a game in hand. So they win that game in hand, then technically speaking, we only have 1 point ahead of them. But of course, as league table suggests, it is a 4-point difference. I don't know when Real Madrid are playing that game in hand against Valencia. I've seen reports saying they won't play that game until around February, with Real Madrid already having so many games, a very congested schedule, and also now very high chances of being in the playoff round for the Champions League. They barely have any space whatsoever to play games, so I have absolutely no idea when that game in hand is going to be played, but for now, it is a 4-point difference, but 5 points ahead of Atletico Madrid, who are, creeping back into this as well. Remember, I think a few weeks ago, they were 9 points, almost 10 points behind us, but since we dropped 2 points and they've won their games, the gap has closed very quickly. They're only 5 points behind us, and we have a 9-point difference against Villarreal in 4th place. The top of the table is getting a bit tighter following Barcelona dropping points, but hopefully we can, regain some form and regain that lead at the top of the table. Now, take a look at the top teams who will be facing this weekend. Real Madrid will be hosting Getafe at the Bernabeu, and Atletico Madrid will be traveling to Real Valladolid. Now, Madrid, this is their only home game from now until the end of the year, so I'm expecting them to win it. But Getafe, of course, are a very annoying team, so you never know how things turn out in that regards. Atletico traveling to Valladolid, again, away game, you never know, but I think Atletico Madrid are very, very comfortable right now. They're on some good form after winning 6-0 midweek in the Champions League, so I do expect them to go out there and get the result. But keep your eyes on Madrid. They're coming off the back of course, a Liverpool loss, and the team is very, very thin there with games coming in every day. I don't think they'll drop points in this game, but I do expect them in the games to come before the Christmas break, and that in the league, they are going to be dropping some points. As long as Barcelona keep their head forward, plow forward, worry about our own result, I believe that gap, hopefully that we did have from before, will creep back in. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Las Palmas and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 17th place in La Liga on 12 points. After playing 14 matches, they have 3 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses. They're only 2 points above the relegation zone right now, and they have less points this season than matches played. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Las Palmas. Of course, last season they were sitting around mid-table in La Liga, doing very well as a newly promoted side. A year later, they're fighting for their lives in the league table. If you look at the last time we did face them, it was at the Montjuic, and it was a narrow 1-0 victory. Raphinha getting a goal, I believe it was João Felix with the assist, and Raphinha heads it over the goalkeeper. Of course, this is the Las Palmas team under Garcia Pimienta that now lost the manager, and since then they haven't done too well, but they did make both games last season very difficult. We won both, but 1-0 at the Montjuic. The other one I think was a 2-1 win. Kounde scoring a penalty in the last second, so narrow victories against them last season, only by a 1-goal margin, so they do make it difficult. But this season it has been different for them under a new manager, new system, and new style of play. Now, if you take a look at the last 5 matches in all competition, in their last match, they lost to Mallorca 3-2. They beat Vallecano 3-1. They lost to Atletico Madrid 2-0. They won their first round Copa del Rey game 7-0, and they beat Girona 1-0 as well. That was a huge win for them. But let's take a look at the last 3 games in all competition. Firstly is the 2-0 loss to Atletico Madrid at the Metropolitano Stadium. You can see their lineup, of course, in the 4-3-3 formation. Las Palmas were in it for a little bit, but again, Atletico Madrid, like they do a lot of that this season, they like to take their time and then just nick a goal near the end, or nick a very early goal, then get a consolation goal later on at the end of the game. They tend to do very well against the really bad team at Atletico Madrid, with anyone that's like semi-decent or can cause trouble, they tend to struggle with a little bit. But I think Las Palmas, put their own foot in this game. They did alright, especially being at the Metropolitano Stadium. A narrow 2-0 loss that could have gone a lot of different ways, especially Atletico Madrid did not score their chances, but overall it is an L on the record. Next up is their 3-1 win against Vallecano. Away, of course, big result there. We nearly won there 2-1 this season. They did get a better scoreline than us. I think there was a red card in this game for Vallecano, or something happened, because I remember watching the highlights for this game, and Las Palmas, they were just very clinical. They, I think, scored to make it 2-0. Their chances are being very strong. I think Vallecano pulled one back, and then they caught another goal on the break. I think Vallecano did have a red card. I think it's coming back to my memory a little bit. But Jasper Tilson having a very good game in this match. Of course, former Barcelona player alongside Sandro Ramirez, another former Barcelona player as well. I mean, again, were they the deservers in this game? Yes, but they were very clinical in this match, and that's something that Barcelona has to look out for. A team that, when they get their chances, they do tend to finish them, but a team that struggles in creating those chances. And finally, the last match in all competition was a 3-2 loss to Mallorca. I did watch this game. It was a fucking crazy game. Mallorca going 2-0 up in this match. I believe they get a red card. I forget who it was. Las Palmas scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, bringing it back to 2-2. I think they scored again, but it was like ruled out for offside. Mallorca gets some sort of weird indirect free kick, and then Mojica scores the free kick, and Mallorca steal it. Las Palmas should have, could have, and would have won this game. But I think they got a bit unlucky near the end, but it was a very, very end-to-end game. I think on paper, both very, very even teams, even amount of quality. I do think the experience of Mallorca did shine in this game. The Las Palmas defense in this game got founded out so much. Mallorca, when they were dominating the game at 2-0, they were creating chance after chance after chance. A lot of their chances in the game did miss the target, so I think, Las Palmas got away with it. But an unfortunate draw by the circumstances, but an unfortunate loss by the circumstances in this game. But something that Las Palmas struggled with a lot this season. Not be able to capitalize on opponents' mistakes majority of the time. So overall, final thoughts on Las Palmas. I would say on paper they're a decent side in the league, but just have not been performing this season. Their new manager this season, of course, is Diego Martinez, coming in to replace Garcia Pimienta. He's probably on the verge of being sacked. I think a big loss in this game, like a 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0 sort of thing, could result in his sacking. But I think he's maybe one bad result away from a team of Las Palmas' level from getting sacked. But again, he's not done too well with this team this season, and they are struggling a lot. In terms of the players to look out for, there is quite a few. Of course, Jasper Sillerson in goal, a very good goalkeeper. I would say an iconic goalkeeper for Barcelona, does some very good things for us, won us a few Copa del Rey, so watch out for him. He's doing very well for Las Palmas this season. Of course, Alberto Molero in the midfield, the player that Barcelona has been following a lot over the past few years. Great player. He's done okay for Las Palmas this season. Fabio Silva has now been getting some goals. Didn't have a great start there with Las Palmas, but over the past few games, he's getting into it a bit more. Sandro Ramirez always turns up against Barcelona, whether it's for Malaga, Las Palmas, or whoever. I'll watch out for him as well. I believe Mikel Marmol is injured, so we don't have to really watch out for him. Campania in the midfield as well, former Levante player, tends to turn up against Barcelona as well. So they have a few, good players. They have enough. They have a good quality players, experienced players as well. It's a team that can be dangerous if they're really on it, but they haven't been on it this season, so we should be all right. Again, I would watch out for their counterattacks. That's probably the only thing they're really clinical at, and of course, creating chances in tight spaces in the final third as well. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. First, we have a big update here from Alex Pentel of Verlivo, who's come out saying that Ferran Torres and Lamine Yamal trained today and completed the entire session. They're fully fit and they will receive the medical green light ahead of the match tomorrow. Of course, big recoveries there in the front line. Finally, some wingers that we can somewhat rely upon. Araujo also, of course, took part in the training session. The rumors are he will be back at some point next week. Hopefully that is the case. It could be a surprise inclusion in the squad list. You never know, but I think at this point he's not going to make this game, so we'll have him back, of course, hopefully next week. But Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, green light, they'll be all fit and ready to go for this game. But there could be a bit of an injury down in this game for Inigo Martinez. Tony Juan Martí came out saying that Inigo Martinez is dealing with some muscle discomfort, although he's not. It's not a serious injury. It seems unlikely that he will be 100% ready for the match against Las Palmas this Saturday. All signs point to Hansi Flick opting not to push the defender unnecessarily. But following this, Javi Miguel, who of course is #1 source in regards to injury reports and fitness of the players, came out saying that Inigo Martinez will start on Saturday against Las Palmas. The discomfort that is being considered is normal and irrelevant, which is quite a big hit there. Now, keep in mind, Tony Juan Martí has had a poor week. He, of course, said that Hector Fort was going to start over Gerard Martin and that he was ahead in the pecking order. He was absolutely wrong with that. So, we'll wait and see with Inigo. He fully trained today. No worries there. No reports about anything like that. So, I think he will be all right. I'm going to back Mr. Javi Miguel in this regard. But apparently, he maybe had a bit of discomfort during the week. So, wait and see how things do take place this Saturday in terms of course, the starting lineup. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick, who spoke very early this morning in Barcelona. Had the gala, of course, taken on later on today, so that's why the press conference was earlier than it usually is. But let's get and see what Flick had to say this morning in the pressure. Very short, very sweet, right to the point. I absolutely love it. Came out first by saying that all the players are in good shape and in good condition for this game, and we do hope to go out there and get the result. We don't really care about the games coming up. We're only focused on the game here. Of course, the big games away from against Mallorca, Betis, and Dortmund all coming up ahead of time. Then as Lamine Yamal is back. He will play tomorrow. That's the plan. I have yet this idea if he'll start the game or not, but he will 100% play tomorrow. Fantastic news there. Then asked on the form situation of Frankie de Jong, saying that Frankie has been hit hard with this injury and he needs to regain his confidence. We are careful with him and deciding little by little when to put him in. He will be back at his level I am very sure of it. So again, that confidence is a really big issue right now with Frankie de Jong. He's been asked on when Araujo set to return. So look, I can't give you really a date on when Araujo will return, but it is close. Finally, he was asked on the return to Spotify Camp Nou, he's saying that when we were going to go back. Of course, the original plan 2 years ago was to come back now during the moment of the anniversary, but of course we're not there anymore. He said, look, I have no information about when we will return to Spotify Camp Nou, but when we do, we will be ready. It's not really that big an effect. He also made an analogy about it's like when you buy a home, sometimes the building might be a bit delayed. Same thing here, so he has no real concerns or no issues with that. That concluded Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Las Palmas tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict his lineup. I think it will be fairly straightforward to predict, barring a change or two at the absolute most. But I think he will go, of course, fairly strong. I think he'll go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Naki Peña in goal, a back four of Kounde, Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde. Midfield three of De Jong, Pedri, and Dani Olmo. And a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Gavi. Of course, Casado suspended for this game following his red card against Celta Vigo. I think that Frankie de Jong will come back in from in the midfield. We could maybe see a double pivot of Gavi and Pedri, but I think that is a bit risky. Then on the left hand side, you can have Fermin or Pau Victor or whoever you want to play there. Of course, Lamine Yamal probably won't start this game alongside Ferran Torres. I think the back five will stay the exact same. You could maybe see Eric Garcia or Hector Ford come in, but I doubt it. I think Flick, what he likes to do is start games off strong and then make the subs in game. Of course, his subs over the past few games have been absolutely woeful, but in games like this where you know we're superior to the opponent, just get the 3 points, then rotate, he tends to do alright. So I think he will start fairly strong in this game. The only change I could see is maybe Gavi in the pivot and then Fermin Lopez in that attacking line. That's pretty much it. But I think he will start with Frankie in the pivot as he is the more natural replacement for Casado, and apart from that, I think he will go fairly strong in this game, and that's something that Hansi Flick will select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Flick's lineup selection, and I've gone with this lineup on the screen right now. First, I made a total of 4 changes from Flick's team, or sorry, 3 changes, may I add. I have dropped Pedri for Pablo Torre. I want to rest Pedri. Of course, he's played a lot of games, a lot of minutes recently. This should be a comfortable game. I think this is a perfect level, perfect opportunity for Pablo Torre as well. So I put him in a very nice 8 position, probably his natural position. 2 changes in the defense. I've rested Cubarsí for Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia is fully fit, ready to go. We should be able to use our squad. I don't want to rinse Cubarsí of too many minutes. Of course, you're probably thinking, why don't you rest Inigo, who has discomfort? I don't believe then. Also, Inigo had the whole entire international break off, so he should be able to play a few games in a row. I brought Hector Ford for Jules Kounde. I think Kounde needs a rest. I think he needs a break. He's had back-to-back absolute horrifying, historic stinkers, so I think it's, rightfully to bring in Hector Ford and let him get a little bit of a run out. You can't be playing back-to-back poor games and expect to be starting week in, week out. There has to be some sort of punishment, some sort of reality check for him. I brought, of course, Balde back in. I've kept Gavi on the left, even though I would like to have a natural forward. I was thinking about putting Pau Victor there, but I really want to start Pablo Torre. So you can switch Gavi and Torre if you really wanted to. I probably wouldn't be opposed to that too much, but I think playing Gavi on the left, and he will be playing more on the left in the next few games coming up, getting used to that side. Then have, of course, Torre playing in that natural 8. I want to really see how he does there. Olmo, Raphinha, Lewandowski, of course, in those positions. I would, of course, rest them if we're an hour in the game, at least being 2 or 3 goals up, hopefully. But this is the line that I was select for this match. I think it's a little bit of rotation, but still fairly strong and very capable enough of being Las Palmas. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you're going to pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I have gone with a comfortable 3-0 win for Barcelona yet again. So back-to-back 3-0 victories. I think it will be comfortable for Barcelona. I do hope and expect that we will be up 1 or 2 goals by halftime. Maybe get that 3rd goal just at the beginning of the second half, and they'll be able to rotate around the hour mark. Could be way more. I can see us conceding as well with Sandro always scoring against us. I can see a 3-0, 4-1 kind of score line here. I think it will be comfortable for Barcelona. Of course, it's at home, back-to-back home games after the anniversary, after a win against Brest, with big games coming up away from home, a triple away day. I think all signs here do point in the direction of 3 points coming the way of the blaugrana side. So I'm very confident. I have got Barcelona's winning this game by 3-0. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that was a match preview for Barcelona versus Las Palmas in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to know firstly is your score prediction, and secondly on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick will go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow me after the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Let's collect all 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.